I always thought I'd be in college, just kind of always knew that that's where I was headed. I guess I grew up as a basketball fan, and it was always kind of thought that would be really cool to go to Carolina. Luckily for me, it was possible when it happened, but it's just kind of one of those things I always knew. It was a big adjustment coming from a small town, but it kind of helped because there was a lot of people, and you couldn't help but get caught up in everything that was going on, and there was a lot of opportunities to become involved. I moved in a few days before everybody else because I was in the marching band, and those first few nights on campus I was scared to death because I was living in a room all by myself. There was nobody in my suite, there was hardly anybody on my hall, and it was nerve-wracking because you were the first one there and you were just kind of anticipating everybody else getting there. What was going to happen? What was it going to be like? Was I going to like it? Were we all going to get along, my roommates and I? The biggest thing that helped me was just getting involved and finding a group that you may not know everything about them, you may not have a similar background from where you're from, but you at least have a common interest in something you can relate to. Communication is the big key in surviving first year. I'd always had a room to myself and basically been an only child, and it was really hard coming in and having to live with 6 or 7 other girls in my suite, but they were really the first group of people that I got to know personally, and it was really helpful because they were all going through the same things that I was. The roommate situation, it's different for everybody. It helps. One problem my roommate and I had at the first semester was we had different schedules. She didn't have class till 12, I had class at 8, and it was just kind of a clash of how our lifestyles were, and that created some conflicts, but it worked out. The workload adjustment was probably one of the hardest adjustments there was. You have to put in a lot more time outside of class, which is something I was not used to. I didn't really have to study in high school. It wasn't really a big deal. That was one of the biggest changes I had to make, was learning study habits and learning what was efficient. The biggest thing is to not wait too late to ask for help. Go to your professors. Most of them are really open to sitting down and talking with you. That was one thing I utilized a lot, especially in the English classes. And they were really helpful in giving feedback and reading papers and making comments. The resources on campus are great. The Writing Center, I know a lot of people who use that, and it was very helpful for them. Another thing a lot of us did was we would get small study groups together and just get 3 or 4 students together and work on some stuff and go over problems and review notes. And that was really helpful, just to go over it and review it on a smaller level. One thing my sister-in-law's always told me, she told me to surround myself with people better than myself. And that way they kind of push you towards being your best. And if you're always around someone who's better than you, you're always striving to do better yourself. My favorite spot on campus would probably be just being in the quad in the springtime. Everybody just comes out, grabs a towel, and lays around and studies and, chats and just enjoy each other's company. It's really nice to be able to get outside after you've been cooped up in a dorm for a few months. Having a college education will make it a lot easier to get a job. I've found that out a lot this summer. Just trying to find a job for the summer, especially in the economy. It really helps to have the experience and a degree. It'll just be really helpful later down the line, especially in what I want to do in nursing. I can't do that without a college degree. There's always that goal that, I've always had of being the first person to finish college in my family, and one day it'll all be worth it. It's trying and it's hard, but it's just, there's a goal and just trying to reach it.